So yes, we're going to use the band again across the hips because it highlights, and it's interesting because when you use tape, as in kinesio tape or whatever, taping shoulders, knees, what it does is it's a proprioception, it's a highlight. So it's not actually particularly making the exercise harder, it's just pinpointing that your brain, when your finger pokes somewhere or you have something touching you, your brain goes to that exact point. So when I say clench your bum and push into your hip flexors, it's often hard to do. It's hard to do because your brain's a bit fluffy about it. So when you actually have your finger on your hip flexor, it's like, wow, okay, I push into there. So that's basically what the band's doing. Rightio, let's get those legs going. So rub those hands all the way up and down the length of the legs. So all the way down the outside, all the way over the top, down towards those feet. So big, long strokes. And then stop at those knees and give those knees a good old rub. And then rub just the outside of the top of the knee with the balls of your hands. And then go over the top. And then go down onto that inside. Use your knuckles a bit so you get that blood flow. And then bend your knees up a little bit. Bring your chest all the way down. Going forwards onto my front bottom, getting my chest, my tummy down onto those thighs. Armpits over my knees, holding onto the soles of my feet, making them vertical. I can put my hands over and pull those. I'm going to put both hands over that right foot and pull that right foot in. So I bend that ankle, stretch that calf, and then both hands over that left foot, pull that left foot in, bend at that ankle, stretch that calf, and make sure you're bending it straight. So the foot's not skewing off one way or the other, it's coming straight up. And then bend and push. Put those balls of the hands on the underneath of your toes and push your toes down towards your foot. So you're bending at that toe joint where we push off when we walk. And as you bend it down, you can feel the spring ligament where your fingertips are comes tight. So let the toes go back and you feel it come soft. Bend and that comes tight. And then release. Pop those thumbs on the top and push those toes away. All of those toes. Give them a good old push. And then turn the balls of the feet towards each other. Stretching through that foot. And then turn the balls of the feet away from each other. Rotating that foot. And then relieve those feet. Keep that chest pulled down to those knees, push those thighs downwards. So we're straightening through the backs of those legs, feel the tension in the lower back. Holding the feet, pull the head towards those toes. And then release those feet. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Breathing in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. So I put that image on the WhatsApp group of the shoulders. So we go around a clock face. We're going forwards, up to the ears, all the way around, back and down. So when we go right down, the shoulder's not in the right place. When we're forwards, it's not right. When we're up, it's not right. When we're straight back, it's not right. It's going to be back and down. Pop those fists on the floor while it's in that back and down position. Keep it in the back and down position. Push off those knuckles. And lift that chest up so the shoulder stays there and the chest is lifted and the body swung through, like your arms are the uprights of a swing and your body is the rope. Let that body hang and the body swings back. Push that chest up, swing that body through. Keep those shoulders back in that down and back position. Lifting up, take the chin all the way up to the sky. Breathing in and then bring that chin all the way down into the chest. All the way down into the chest. Putting that chin down. Swing that head to the right side of the right leg. Swing that head to the left side of the left leg. Swing that head to the right side of the right leg. Pull that left ear from the left shoulder. Lift that chest up. And then swing that leg to the left side of the left leg and lift that right ear from the right shoulder. And then bring those eyes back to the middle. Pulling that chin down, pushing off those fingers, releasing onto those seat bones, hands on those legs, release the shoulders and the chest, roll all the way forward. Reach to those toes. So right now my shoulders are up at 12 o'clock. They might even be 1 or 2 o'clock. Now in this position, I'm going to pull them back to the 4 o'clock position. Pulling that tummy onto those thighs. So as I pull back, it pulls on my feet, it pulls my hamstring, it pulls through my back. Release those hands and legs, lift yourself all the way up to vertical. Pop those hands on the floor behind, lift that chest up high, take the chin all the way up to the sky again. Breathing in and breathing out, bring those eyes horizontal. Take those hands off the floor, bring them all the way around in front of you. Hold those hands together. Now collapse that back, round it, and lower all the way to the floor, one vertebra at a time. Slowly down to the floor, massaging that back all the way down, feeling those muscles push into the floor, take the arms all the way over the head. Breathing in, and on the out breath, reach those fingers away from the toes, push that right hand away from that right foot. Push that left hand away from that left foot. Push both hands away from both feet. So those shoulders are up at 12 o'clock. Pull those shoulders down to 6 o'clock, down towards the waist. Pull them down. Feel the shoulder blades slide along the floor. Push those hands up. Push those shoulders up to 12. Slide the shoulder blades up the floor. Pull those shoulders down to 6 o'clock. Bring those arms up to the sky, pivoting on those shoulder blades. Breathing in on the out breath, take the arms out wide to the floor. Feel those shoulder blades squeeze towards each other behind your back. Lengthen your head, so my spine's kind of lifted off the floor, my lower back's slightly arched. Don't worry about that for now. We're focusing on the shoulder blades. Bring those hands all the way up, let those shoulder blades slide apart on the ground. Separating, feel the spine push into the floor. Now push that lower back into the floor as well, lifting those hands up high. Feel the head come light on the floor. And then take those hands out wide. Feel those shoulder blades squeezing together, lifting the spine away, lifting those ribs up. Feel the back of the head come back down onto the floor. So when we get our shoulders in place, our neck becomes straight. Push those hands away. Bring those hands up high, stretching. Reaching, pushing the lower back into the floor. Feel how there's tension in the neck when we push the spine into the ground here and the shoulders are forward. Big tension in the back of my neck. Back of my head's kind of tilting, light on the floor. So my neck is holding my head. Take those hands all the way out wide. Bring them down to the ground. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift the spine up so the chest is lifting. Feel how that neck feels relaxed. It's straight and there's no pressure on the base of it or the top of it. Nice and straight. So this is how you can release the neck. You can pull those shoulders into the ground, give more support to the neck. Push those hands away. Bring those hands all the way up together, pushing those shoulders away, shoulder blades away from each other, pushing that lower back in the ground, middle back, upper ground. Feel how that neck twists, bends, the head, the chin lifts. And then as we ease those shoulders into the floor and pull those hands down, the neck releases. Pull those shoulder blades together. So I do a little shimmy and let my shoulders come together. Now I'm going to pull my back into neutral, bring those hands up into the sky. Breathing in on the out breath, rolling all the way up, all the way back up to sitting. Hands on those legs, rolling all the way down towards those feet, stretching through that back. Stretching all the way through that back. And then sit yourself up nice and tall. Bring that roller in. Pop that roller on the mat behind you. Bend those knees up, resting the elbows on the roller. Resting the bottom ribs on the roller, making sure that you're starting at the bottom. Take the head in the hands, breathing in. Breathing out. Push that chest up high, let that head come down. So the chest position creates the head position, creates the shoulder position. Stretch through that chest. Breathe in at the bottom here. And breathe out at the bottom. Let that chest lengthen. Bring that head all the way back up. Move that roller a few centimeters up. Breathing in. Have your knees bent up. Takes the load out of the lower back. Breathing out. Push the chest up high. Let that head come down. Push that chest up. Push the tailbone into the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Lift that head up and come back up. Roll the roller up another few centimeters. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push that head down to the floor. Push that chest up high. Push the tailbone in the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Stretching over the roller. Lift that head back up. Move that roller one more time. And then pushing that chest up high, let that head rest on the back of the roller, or the back of the head rest on the roller. Breathing in. Breathing out, push the cup the chin with the balls of your hands, and then just push, tractioning gently that neck. And then release. Just let that head hang, so you get a bit of traction going. And then take hold of the head in the hands, lift the bum up, and gently roll that roller down to those bottom ribs, opening that back over it. And then rolling back up to the neck. And then rolling down towards those bottom ribs. And then rolling back up to the base of the neck. And then rolling down towards those bottom ribs. And then leaning on that right side, so just lean on the right, going either side of the spine. And then back to the center. And then leaning on the left. And then back to center. Leaning on the right. Now we're going to go all the way over to the right side. So you either carry on rolling up and down till you go all the way onto the right, or you can sit your bottom, do a couple of rolls as far as you feel comfortable, and then you can put your bottom on the floor and you can pivot yourself all the way over onto that right side. So you can support the head in your hands, but ideally we want you over like a humpback bridge. So ideally you let your head rest on your shoulder. And you roll that body up and down. If you can't reach there, bend your elbow, put your hand under your head so you support it a bit. So we're going all the way down. If that's too difficult, bump the bum on the ground. Move by pushing the bum. Move, push the elbow in, lift and move like a caterpillar. Moving over it. Rest with the roller in that armpit. You're going to rock forwards and backwards. Forwards and back. And then move it up a little bit, forwards and back, up a bit more, forwards and back, up a bit more, forwards and back. Right, now really push that roller. We're not going to use the tennis ball today, so we're going to use the roller. So we're going to roll the roller back up into the armpit, but slowly. So going through those muscles on the side here, which are what we do when we use the tennis ball, all the way up, all the way down. Okay, all the way down. And then rolling back. So either sit on your bum with the roller at the bottom rib and pivot over. So I can pivot over and then I can roll up and down here. And then I can pivot over a bit more and roll up and down there. And then I can go all the way onto the back again. All the way onto that back. So there's lots of clicks and groans, bumps and lumps as we do this. We're ironing out all those cracks. All the way up, all the way down. Then we're going on to the left. So you can up and down just to the left of the spine. So leaning on that side. And then you can just rock over on that bum. Go all the way down. And then all the way back up through that armpit until you get all the way onto that left-hand side. Support the head with the underneath arm. So it's normal that you should feel, that you might feel some, I have some twinges go on in the right side when I roll on the left, because the ribs are all connected. Okay, rocking forwards and back on this. So get the roller into the armpit, and then we rock forwards and backwards. A little bit forwards and backwards. Getting down this side. All the way down, bump the bum on the floor if you need. Really get through the bottom of that shoulder blade, really roll into that. Rolling all the way through. And then all the way up. And all the way down. All the way up. All the way down. And then rolling gently back onto the back. Gently through. And then all the way back onto that back. Rolling up and down. Stretching through those shoulders. So we're not going to use the ball for really to massage those muscles in the middle of that back. Stretching through. And then when you feel comfortable, pop your bum on the floor, bring that head back up, use your elbows and sit yourself back up. Let's bring that roller in under our knees. We're going to do that sacroiliac. So by doing all this rolling and mobilizing, when you next go to your chiropractor, you should find that you're less clicky, easier to maneuver, easier to mobilize. So roll yourself down to flat, rollers under our legs here. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, slide them down, slide those shoulders down on the floor. Rest that head. Right, now put your fingertips in the bend of your hip here. Okay, we're going to clench the bum. Clench the tummy, flatten the lower back and push into those fingertips and then release. So the back arches, the bum comes flat on the floor. Clench with the tummy, clench with the bum, lift the pubic bone up, pushing into those fingertips and release. Keep those shoulders down and back. Clench with the tummy, push the lower back in the ground, pushing into those fingertips and release. So we're doing pelvic tilts. We've got the tailbone down when the bum's on the floor. We've got the lower back lifted. Now we're going to push the lower back down, lift the tailbone up, and continue pushing through those heels all the way up into the bridge. So we push into our fingertips. We release, pushing those shoulders away from the ears, lower one vertebra at a time. Don't let those shoulders round away from the floor. Easing that back, using the tummy muscles. Lowering the spine all the way to the ground and bending under your fingers again. Breathing in on the out breath, flatten the back, push through those heels, drive that body all the way up. Hold yourself up high. And now bring that roller in under your bum. Holding it under, resting on it, but drawing the core in, so we pull the lower back in towards the roller, so we keep that back protected. Drop that left knee out to the side. Bring that left knee up. Drop that left knee out to the side. Bring that left knee up. Drop the left knee out to the side. Now glide the left hip into the roller. Glide in. 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 Bring that knee back up. Drop that knee out to the side, gliding in, release, bring that knee back up. Drop the knee out to the side, glide it in, release, bring that knee back up. Okay, right side, drop the right knee down, bring the right knee up. Drop the right knee down, bring the right knee up. Drop the right knee down, hold it there. Now glide this right side into the roller and release. Glide it in, release. Glide it in, release. Glide it, release. Glide it, release. Glide, hold it there. Push it a bit more. Push, 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 push. Bring that right knee back up. Drop that right knee out. Glide it in. Bring that right knee up. Left leg, drop it down. Glide it in. Pulse it. 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee back up. Hold on to the roller with your arms. So don't mind if the upper arm stays on the floor and the fingers just wrap over it. Just don't let the roller slide away. Drawing in the core, bring that left leg up over the body. Lower that left leg down to touch the floor. Drawing in the core so there's no arching of the lower back. Bring that right leg up. Take that right leg down. Feel the stretch between those legs. Bring that left leg up. Hold it here. Slide that right foot away. Feel the stretch through the groin. Hold on to this left knee behind the leg. Pull that leg towards. Push that other leg away. Keeping the core strong, keeping that neutral spine, stretching in this hip flexor. Stretching in that hip flexor. Slide that right leg back in. Take hold of the roller, lower that left leg back to the floor, keeping the pelvis still. Drawing the core and lift that right leg up. Slide that left leg away, hold behind the right thigh, push that left leg away, pulling this right leg towards, so we're flexing at the hip, where the leg goes into the hip, flexing and extending where the leg goes into the pelvis, not the lower back. Pull that knee in, push the other leg away, stretch, bring that other leg in. Bring that, let that right leg go back onto the floor, keeping the tummy strong as you take the leg over. Bring that left leg up. Bring the right leg up as well. Let those legs just fall over your chest. Let the legs come over, stretching that lower back. Pushing those feet over the head. Pushing those knees away from the face, so we straighten those legs as much as we can. Straightening them. Use the roller to support your back. Push the arms into the roller and bring the roller in closer if you want to make your bum higher and your legs more horizontal. So this is the plow pose in yoga. Pull those shoulders into the floor, look, don't let them come forward up to your ears. Lengthen the neck, point those toes. Feel the stretch through the front of the ankles. Flex, slowly flex those feet so you don't get a massively strong pull. Slowly point those toes because the pull comes after you put your feet into that position. Slowly flex those feet. Circles with those feet one way. 2 circles. 3 circles. Circles the other way. 1, 2, 3. Relax those feet. Let those knees come down, let those thighs come down to the body a bit more. Push the knees away. Breathing in, breathing out. Release, let those legs hang. Feel it in the back of the thighs. Bend those knees. Drawing in the core. Keep the shoulders on the floor. Take that right leg up and over. Down to the ground. Take that left leg up and over. Down to the ground. Keep the core strong. If you brought the roller in a little bit, just push the heels in the floor, move it out of touch so it's just in that pelvis area. Keeping this core strong, straight line, shoulders into the floor. Slide that right leg out to straight. Tummy has to be tight. Slide that left leg out to straight. You're suspended on the roller, it's all in the tummy. Bring that right leg back in. Bring that left leg back in. So if you feel this in your lower back, don't take both legs out. Take one leg straight, but the other leg can just go partially out. So we're going to do the left leg. Slide that left leg out straight. So that's fine. That should be fine because you're supporting with the right side. Draw this core in, flatten this lower back. Try to slide that right leg out. Go as far as you feel comfortable. If you don't want to go all the way, don't. If you go all the way, reach and stretch. Really, really hold with the tummy. Feel the stretch in this hip flexor. Bring that right leg back in. Bring that left leg back in. Breathing in, Keep those shoulders flat on the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, take that left leg out straight. Take that right leg out straight. Push those feet away from the head. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Jaw in the tummy. Bring that left leg back in. Bring that right leg back in. Bring those feet close to the roller. Bring the balls of the feet off the floor. Okay, let's just have a practice here actually. We're just going to stay in this position. If you guys are all right with your lower back, so stay in this position. Heels are in the ground under the knees, balls of the feet off the floor. Put your fingertips on your knicker line of your pants. If you're wearing boxer short style, bring them up a bit so they're in the bend of your hip here. Breathing in on the out breath, push through the heels and push up into your fingers. Take your back off the roller and then release. Clench, push through the heels, lift your hips away from the roller, pushing into the fingers and release back onto the roller. Breathing in. On the out breath, push through those fingers, those glutes, push through those heels, glutes, lift into the fingers, and then release back onto the roller. Holding yourself on the roller, push into the fingers without taking your back off the roller. Now pushing that left heel into the ground, take the right heel up, take the right toes up, and then release. So try to keep the same pressure of the back of the hip on this roller. So release, so we've got both, so just relax everything onto the roller. So back's on the roller, now pushing through those heels, clench with the bum, push into the hip flexors, same leg, push the left heel in the floor, lift the right heel up, lift the right foot up, pushing, keeping soft on the back. So even pressure off the roller and then release that foot back on the floor. So I'm trying to show you to keep your hips parallel and you're keeping your hips still because you haven't moved them on the roller. Push those heels on into the floor, both heels. Lengthen the head away from the shoulders. Pushing that left heel again. So push through the left heel, lift the right heel up. Lift the ball of the right foot up. Feel it in that left bum. Put that foot back down. So we've got the reference point and release. Got a reference point of your back on the roller. So you can't shimmy your bum from side to side and you can't drop your right side down because the roller's in the way. So breathing in on the out breath, tummy engaged. Push the pubic bone up, push through both those heels. Do the left side again, push the left heel into the floor. Lift the right heel up. Lift the ball of the right foot up, pushing through that left foot, left bum, left heel, and release. Okay, relax. I'm going to do the right side now, 4 on the right side. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Jaw in the tummy, push the lower back into the roller. Push through those heels, lift, clench and push into your fingers. So my back is still touching the roller, but very lightly. Push the right heel in the floor, lift that left heel up, lift the left foot up, pop it down. I'm only lifting the foot a few centimeters off the ground. Relax, push both heels into the floor, clench the bum, push into those fingers, lift the left heel up, lift the left foot up, release the foot down, release the back. Clench the bum, push into those hip flexors, pushing that right heel, drawing the core, lift the left heel up, lift the left ball of the foot up, put it all back down again, release, one more. So I feel this side is so much easier than the other side. Breathing in, on the out breath, push the heels into the ground, push into those hip flexors, pushing off that right heel, lift the left heel up, lift the left ball of the foot up. Release the foot, release the back, rest on the roller. Okay, we're going to get off the roller. So breathing in, on the out breath, clench the bum, push into the fingers, lift the hips away from the roller, push that roller out from under your bum, breathing in, lower that back, keeping those shoulders on the ground, don't let them round up. Lower that back onto the floor, arch the back at the bottom. Flatten the back, bring the right knee into the chest, bring the left knee into the chest, hold behind those legs and pull those legs up so we stretch that lower back where you might have got a bit of tension coming from that last exercise. Bring the nose to the knees, really round that back. And then release. Bring the nose to the knees, round the back. And let the head go back to the floor, tailbone down and release. One more, bring the nose to the knees. And release. Okay, keeping the legs up high. Arms out like a scarecrow. Drop those legs over to the right. Turn the eyes left. Put that right hand on the top of that left leg and pull that left leg into the right leg. Push that left hand away. Stretching through the middle of the body, reaching, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Bring those feet back, knees back up, drop those knees all the way over to the left, push the right arm away, put that left hand on that right leg and pull that right leg into that left leg. Turning the eyes to that right hand, breathing in, breathing out. Release that right leg with the left hand and let those legs spin back up to the top. Bringing those arms all the way up to the sky. Push, flatten that back into the floor. Bring those shoulders into the ground. Take those arms out wide, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Slide those back to the hands down by your side. Push off the upper arms and stretch that back. Arching that back, pulling those shoulder blades together. Push the back of the head into the floor. Keep those shoulders at 4 o'clock. Don't let them come in front of you. Breathing in. Using the arm strength to lift rather than using the ligaments of the shoulders. And then release. Bring that right knee in, bring that left knee in. Hug those knees in. And now push that tailbone down to the floor. So let the knees pull away and push the tailbone down and then pull the knees back towards the chest. Bending that hip joint. So I've got my legs falling out to the side a bit. Pop those hands on the inside of your thighs and let your knees drop out. Stretch that inner thigh. Rock down by pushing the right hand on the right leg. Rock that right side down to the floor. Let the pelvis lift. Push the left hand down, let the left side go down. Right side comes up. Rock the right side down, left side up. Rock the left down, the right comes up. Come back to the center. Straighten those legs out in the air. Right leg out, left leg out. Point those toes. Let those legs hang. Stretch the inner thigh. Circles with those feet one way. Circles with those feet the other way. Pull the toes to the nose. Point those toes. Pull those toes to the nose. Let those legs drop apart. Bend the left knee, bend the right knee. Bring those knees back together. And then push that right leg out straight. Keep that left leg pulled in. Keep that left leg pulled in. Lengthening the right leg away from the top of the head. So that's always straight. Pull this left leg all the way over the body. Push that left hand away. Breathing in, breathing out. Push that left hand away. Push that left knee to the floor. Follow the hip after the knee. Follow the shoulder after the hand. Turn through those ribs. Eyes are looking left. Breathing in, breathing out. Pushing that left knee down. Pushing that left shoulder down. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then release. Back onto the back, let that left leg come into the chest again, and then let that left leg go out. Push those hands all the way over the head, reach and stretch. Bring those arms up to the sky, bring that right knee in. Push that left leg away, keep that leg straight. Pull that right knee all the way over the body, push that right hand away. Breathing in, eyes right. Breathing out, push that right knee to the floor, let the hip follow the knee, let the breastbone come to the sky, let the shoulder follow the hand. Turning in the middle, Turning that head and neck. Breathing in. Breathing out to reach. Breathing in. Breathing out. Turning through these ribs is going to help the neck as well. And then release, come back to the center, pull that knee in. Push that right leg out straight and lie flat on your back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, slide them down, push them away from the ears. Keep them on the floor. Pull the chin into the chest, push the back of the head in the floor, and then lift the chin up. Cause traction. Get those bottom ribs, middle ribs, upper ribs on the floor. Pull those shoulder blades into the ground. Draw that core in, push those knees into the floor. Release those hip flexors. Feel that body straight, lengthen. Push those shoulders away, push the back of the head into the floor. This is how you stand straight. This is that guy in the picture, straight. Okay, we're going to turn the head right, but slide it back as you turn. So the ear ends up underneath where the nose would have been. So your neck is straight. Holding yourself here, push those shoulders, keep those shoulders in that back and down position. And then push that nose to the floor, pushing that right nostril down to the floor. Pushing that right ear into the floor, lengthening the head away from the feet. Pushing the ear in the floor, turning that neck. And then release, let that head come back up to straight. Slide it on your hair, slide it round. Turn that head the other way, turning my head left. So I slide it and I turn it. So my ear is directly under, top ear is under the bottom ear. And it's in the floor, under where the nose would have been when the head is pointing up to the sky. Push those shoulders into the ground, keep that spine straight. Push that nose into the ground. Left nostril going down, right shoulder in the floor, left shoulder in the floor. Feel those hip flexors open. Push that nose down. And then release, bring that head back up to the sky. Breathing in, on the out breath, bring those hands up to the sky. Chin into the chest and roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Hands on those legs, reaching all the way forwards. Sitting yourself up nice and tall, grab your band in and rest it over your legs. And then roll all the way back down to the ground. All the way back to the ground. Loosen that neck on the floor, roll those shoulders into the floor. Bend those knees up, have the band across the hips. Just a light tension and hold it with those hands down by those thighs. So it's resting in the nook of your hip. Pulling those shoulders into the ground, breathing in. On the out breath, we're going to push through the heels and making sure our feet are hip distance apart. Push through the heels, flatten the lower back in the floor. Push into that band, clenching with the bum, lift. Breathing in. On the out breath, ease and bend at that band. Flatten the back at the bottom, breathing in. On the out breath, flatten the back into the floor, pubic bone driving into the sky, pushing into that band, clenching with the bum, holding tall, and then easing all the way down to the floor. Arch the back at the bottom, breathing in. On the out breath, flatten the back into the floor, push through those heels, bring yourself up and hold. Hold here, make sure your feet are under your knees, so pull them back towards your bum if you need. So visualize you've got the roller under your back and your body stays still. It stays parallel to the roller, doesn't slide either way. So we're going to lift the right foot first. So push through the left heel. We're just lifting the right heel up, pushing through the left heel. Release that right heel. Lift that right heel. Feel the bum on the left side have to work. Release that right heel. Push through that left heel, lift the right. Release. Push through both heels. Now the left side. Lift that left heel up and release. Keep the ball of the foot on the floor. Haven't lifted the whole foot up. Lift the left heel. Release. lift the left heel, release, and lower that back down. If you want to lift the ball of the foot up, you can, but you must not drop the hip out of the band. Flatten the back into the floor. I can do it on one side, but not the other. Flatten the band into the floor, push through those heels, drive, clench, lift, hold here. This time we're going to alternate. So lift the right heel, release. Lift the left heel, release. Push into that band. Lift the right heel, release. Lift the left heel, release. Lift the right heel, release. One more on each side. Lift the left, release. Lift the right, release, and lower down to the floor. Arch the back at the bottom, move the band out of the way, flatten the back, bring those knees into the chest, hug those knees. Take those hands past the legs, lift that upper body up if you can, looking down at those knees, holding those hands away, so like in the 100 position. We're going to take that right foot over, tap the floor, heel on the floor and lift. Take the left foot over, tap the heel on the floor and lift. Take the right foot over a little bit further and back. If you want to rest your head on the floor, you can. Left foot over and back. If you want to make it a bit harder, you can start like this. Extend that right foot a bit further. Bring it back. Left foot a bit further. Bring it back. Now lower that head down to the ground. Shoulders back and down. Bring those arms all the way up over the head. Flat on the floor. Holding these arms on the floor. But keep the shoulders away from the ears. Take that right heel down to the floor. Got to work harder on the tummy. And lift, no arching of the back. Left heel over to the floor. Bring it back up. Right heel over but further away. Hold it there. Bring it back up. Left heel over, further away. Bring it back up. Right heel almost up straight. Bring it back up. Left heel almost out straight. Bring it back up. Okay, we're going to do both feet close to the bum. Both feet, keep those knees bent, heels to the floor. Now in this position, lightly on the ground, slide that right leg out straight. Slide it on the ground or just above. Bring that leg back in. Slide that left leg out straight. On the floor or just above. Feel the hip flexor stretch. Bring it back in. Slide both feet. They can stay on the floor or they can be just above, all the way out straight. Clench the bum when they're out. Make sure those shoulders aren't lifting. And then drag those feet back in. And then lift the right leg up. Lift the left leg up. Breathing in. On the out breath, take both feet over to the floor. Slide both legs out straight. Reach the fingers away from the toes. Drawing in the core, slide both legs back in. Bring both legs back up. So our feet can stay on the floor. You will still get a reaction with that those tummy muscles. You've got to keep the back still. Bring those feet over, keep that back still. Extend those legs out straight. Push the fingers from the toes, clench with the bum. Bring those feet back in. Bring those legs back up. Okay, this time I'm going to leave the legs straight. So both legs come down to the floor. Slide both legs out straight. Bring those hands all the way up to the sky. Chin into the chest, grab your rope mum and roll yourself all the way up. Hands on those legs, reaching all the way forwards towards those feet. Reaching all the way forwards, bending that back. And then sit yourself up nice and tall. So you might feel a bit lightheaded from being on your back. Put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Lift and turn. Give yourself a good stretch there. So we do a bit of rotation. Now we've had a bit of stretching. Come back round to the front. Right hand on the left knee. Left behind, lift and turn the other way. So remember, we're staying up in column. And then come back round. Shoulders stay in place, remember. Just lifted. Okay, swing your legs round and come onto all fours. Don't get rid of that, don't have that band too far away. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do some cat and dog and some gliding. So turn that tailbone down, push that back up, eyes to the knees. The knees are hip distance apart, turn the inside of the elbows forward. Turn the tailbone up, let the belly come down, pull those knees apart from each other without moving them on the floor. And then rotate that pelvis, lift that back up. Eyes come down. And then rotate that pelvis the other way, tailbone comes up. Eyes come up, belly comes down. Come into neutral. Glide your body back so your bum comes back towards your feet, tummy onto your thighs. So if your knees don't like this, pull the knees apart and come back up. You don't have to take the bum back. If your knees don't like it, you can just bend the elbows and you can take the tummy onto the thighs without bending the knees back completely. Pull those knees apart, bring yourself back up, breathing in. On the out breath, lowering that tummy onto those thighs. Lowering the bum back if you want. And then bring yourself back up. Stay on all fours. Slide those hands forward. Bring that chest all the way down to the ground. Bring that chin down to the ground. Push those arms forward. Breathing in. On the out breath, push those arms into the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, release those arms. And lower the chest, push those hands forward just a touch. Stretching through those shoulders. Walk those hands all the way back in. Bring yourself back up, excellent. Turn that tailbone down, push that back up. Eyes to the knees. Turn that tailbone up, drop the back down. Good, so keeping in neutral here. Slide those hands forward, lower that chest to the floor. So slide keep your bums above your knees, lower that chest, lower that chin, push those forearms in the ground. Feel the stretch in the armpit, trying to pull the arms behind the vertical line if you're standing up. Pushing those hands into the floor, breathing in. Breathing out, release, lengthen, lowering the chest. And then lift yourself back up, bring those hands back in. Pop those elbows on the floor. Lengthen those legs out and come onto your tummy. Right, take hold of your band. We're going to take it over the back. We're going to hold it on the floor. So it's gone around our bra strap area. So we're going to have the hands flat on the ground. Holding the band under the hands. So breathing in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. So they're in that position. Draw the tummy in, clench the bum, tighten the thighs, lift those legs off the floor. Breathing out, push the hands into the floor and let where the band is, that's where the bend is. Lifting the chest up, bending where that band is. And then release and lower back down to the ground. Breathing in. On the out breath, clench the bum, draw in the core, shoulders back and down, push through the band and bend where the band is over your back. Lifting. And then lowering down. Breathing in. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, clench the bum, lengthen the legs. Push the hands into the floor, bend where the band is. Breathing in. On the out breath, keep the bend there. It's straight from the band to the pubic bone. Push off those arms and come onto the thighs. Now push off the arms and come onto the knees, keeping the shoulders back. Lower onto the thighs, lower onto the ribs, lower down to the floor. So the band, don't have the band too tight. Okay, breathing in. On the out breath, roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and back, clench the bum, lengthen the legs. Lifting that upper body up, bending where the band is. Breathing in. On the out breath, push through those arms, come onto the thighs. Breathing in. Push off the arms and come onto the knees, still bending where the band is, keeping those shoulders back and down. Now push the bum into the air. Might have to release the band a bit and come back into child pose. Don't ping it, but just let go of it. Come back in child pose, push those hands forward, reaching and stretching. Bring yourself back up onto all fours. Walk yourself forward and sit yourself down on the mat. Sit yourself down on the mat. Right, tap the band around your back. So bring the band under your armpits. Unsit yourself, so it's around my back under my armpit. So just hold on to the length of it. Just hold on to the back of the knees for a second and pull yourself up so you're straight. Bring those hands in front of you with that band. So it's going around the back. So that's where the bend is. Push the right knee down, push the left knee down, push both knees down. Take those arms out wide, keeping where the band is pushed forward. Let's have a little bit of tension, doesn't need to be a lot. Bring those hands around in front. It's a reminder of where the bend is. Take those arms out wide, lift that chest up, especially for you, Jane, lift that chest up. Push forward where the band is. Bring those hands forward. Try to get the chest away from the band. Try to get that back, those shoulders away from it by going forwards. Bring those arms out wide. Bring those arms together. Lean back, pulling the chest away from the band, taking the head backwards. Holding straight, good, excellent, excellent. Chests up, come up to vertical. Soften the knees and lean forward, but you've got to keep pulling the chest away from the band. Pushing the head up to the sky, lengthening. You might feel tension in the lower back. So I bent my knees. Come up to vertical, leaning back, keeping the chest forward away from the band. Take those hands wide if you can, but keeping the chest away from the band. Bring those hands back together. Bring yourself back up. Leaning forward, lifting the chest up. So it's a bit like what we do with the stick. Come back up. Lower, bend those up. Yeah, we'll lower that, get rid of that band. You can't do much more with it. Holding that. So feel the band round your back. Hold behind your knees, lift your head up high. Roll those shoulders. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Let them hang behind you. Pop your hands on the floor behind. Push the right knee down, push the left knee down. Breathing in on the out breath, keeping those shoulders there, keeping that chest forward. See if we can clench the bum and lift those hips up, keeping the band as if the band's pulling the chest up to the ceiling. Visualize you've still got that band there. And then lower yourself down. I haven't got it there. Lower down to here. So visualize that you're being lifted. If the band was still around your ribs, you're being lifted by the band. So pull those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Pull the knees to the floor. Toes to the nose, breathing in. On the out breath, clench and lift. So we're lifting the ribs away from the shoulders. And then lower. Well, one more. Breathing in. On the out breath, chin up, clench with the bum and lift. Good. Excellent. And then lower down. Push off those fingers. Put the hands on the legs. Roll those hands all the way forwards towards those feet, stretching through those shoulders. Stretching through those shoulders. Let that head come down. Lift yourself up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Lift and turn, stay vertical, chest comes up. And then back to the front. Right hand on left knee. Left hand behind, lift and turn the other way. Chest comes back round to the front. Bring those arms all the way up in front of you. Bring those arms all the way up to the sky, all the way wide, all the way down, dust the floor. Bring those arms all the way up. Try to get those arms behind your ears. Pushing those hands up high, breathing in. Breathing out, push those hands up, lift up that chest, release those arms, rest them on your legs and roll your shoulders. Excellent. So constantly thinking of different ways to encourage you to keep your chests up nice and high and your shoulders back and your glutes engaging.